Have you ever gone through situations where a coincidence felt like more than just a chance occurrence? Like thinking of someone, and that person calls you right afterward, or seeing the same number repeatedly. These coincidences can be important signs from the universe trying to communicate with you. In this video, we will explore the fascinating concept of synchronicity created by Carl Jung and how these meaningful coincidences can bring answers and guidance to your life. Imagine if you could understand these signs and use them to make important decisions, solve problems, or even discover something profound about yourself. Watching this video will help you recognize the subtle messages that the universe sends you every day, allowing you to connect more deeply with your emotions, intuitions, and even your life purpose. If you are seeking clarity, facing changes, or simply curious to understand how coincidences can be more than mere accidents, stay with us until the end. We will show you how these synchronicities can transform your perception and guide you toward a more meaningful life. Synchronicity is that moment when something happens so unexpectedly, yet at the same time seems deeply connected to what you're experiencing. It's when you think of someone, and suddenly that person calls you. It feels magical, but in reality, it's a concept that explores the idea of meaningful coincidences. It's not about luck or chance, but events that carry hidden messages. And when we look closer, we realize that these signs can guide us in moments of doubt or uncertainty. Imagine that you're going through a phase of changes, and suddenly you start seeing butterflies everywhere. You might think, it's just a coincidence, but what if you began to see these appearances as a symbol of transformation? Synchronicity invites us to view these little details as clues from the universe, suggesting that we are in a process of renewal. And if we stop to observe, these signs can appear at any moment in our lives. What's most interesting is that synchronicity is not restricted to grand events. It can manifest in small, everyday things, like a casual meeting that seems destined to happen. It reminds us that we are connected to the universe in a much deeper way than we realize. And that's where Carl Jung comes in, one of the pioneers in this field, who helps us understand that these coincidences can guide us towards something greater. Carl Jung was the first to introduce the concept of synchronicity as something far beyond mere coincidences. He saw these connections as a way for the unconscious to manifest in the external world, creating a bridge between what we feel internally and what we experience externally. For Jung, synchronicity was a kind of link that connected our minds to the universe, breaking away from the traditional logic of cause and effect. This understanding broadened our perception of how reality can function on levels that we often overlook. Jung believed that these synchronistic events revealed aspects of the collective unconscious, which is like a reservoir of experiences and symbols shared by all humanity. Think of those moments when you meet someone who seems to be on the same page as you, as if life experiences align almost magically. These encounters, according to Jung, are examples of how the unconscious guides us through symbols and meaningful events. Jung's psychology, then, offers a deeper insight into how these coincidences can be interpreted. By understanding synchronicity from this perspective, we can see that the universe is much more than a sequence of random events. It is structured in a way that provides us with messages and opportunities for growth. Jung opened this door by exploring how the human mind is deeply connected to the world around us, in a way that transcends the rational and leads us to a more intuitive and symbolic understanding of life. Synchronicity is not just an abstract concept. It reveals itself in our daily lives in surprising and impactful ways. Have you ever felt as if the universe was conspiring in your favor when, for example, you were thinking of a friend and they immediately send you a message? These experiences are not mere coincidences, but manifestations of what Jung described as synchronicity. This phenomenon invites us to be more attentive to the small things that happen around us, often leading us to deep reflections about our own feelings and intentions. Think of how many times you've encountered a book, a song, or a quote that seemed to speak directly to you, reflecting exactly what you were going through at that moment. These experiences resonate deeply, creating a bond between what you seek in your life and the answers that arise unexpectedly. Synchronicity then serves as a guide, pointing out paths and offering valuable insights that might otherwise go unnoticed. Integrating synchronicity into your daily life means being more aware and receptive to these subtle interactions. One practical example is keeping a journal to record these moments of connection. By writing about your experiences and reflecting on what they mean, you can start to notice patterns and themes that help you navigate your personal journey. Thus, synchronicity becomes not just a curiosity, but a powerful tool for self-discovery and growth. Archetypes, according to Jung, are universal symbols and patterns that reside in our collective unconscious. They manifest in stories, myths, and even in our dreams, shaping how we interpret the life around us. When we think about synchronicity, archetypes play a fundamental role, as it is often these symbols that appear in synchronistic moments, bringing deeper meanings. For example, if you frequently encounter the figure of the mentor in your interactions or in the stories you consume, it may indicate a moment of learning and growth in your life. These archetypal patterns help us connect personal experiences to universal narratives. Imagine you are facing an important decision and suddenly come across the image of a phoenix, a symbol of transformation and rebirth. This vision could be a sign that you are about to undergo a significant change and should embrace this new phase with courage. In this way, synchronicity and archetypes work together, helping us interpret events and find meaning in the experiences we go through. Explore the archetypes in your own life. An interesting practice is meditation or visualization, where you can ask yourself which archetypes are most present in your journey. What symbols do you see recurring in your life? By identifying these archetypes, you can begin to better understand your path and the lessons that life is offering you. This connection with synchronicity and archetypes is like discovering a map that reveals not only who you are, but also what life is trying to teach you at this moment. The concept of the collective unconscious, also developed by Jung, refers to the part of the mind that contains experiences, memories, and knowledge shared by all of humanity. This vast network of information is not individual, but rather a common treasure, where we are all connected. When we talk about synchronicity, it is essential to understand how the collective unconscious influences these seemingly random, yet profoundly significant experiences. These connections reveal the interdependence between what we think and feel and what happens around us. When a synchronous event occurs, it is often a reflection of the emotions or issues that reside within the collective unconscious. For example, if you are feeling anxious about a new phase in your life and suddenly hear someone mention the word courage in an unexpected context, it may be a sign that this message resonates with collective fears and hopes. These moments may seem like mere coincidences, but in reality, they are like a conversation between your mind and the collective wisdom of humanity. Explore this relationship between synchronicity and the collective unconscious. You might ask yourself what themes or social concerns have caught your attention recently. By reflecting on these aspects, you may begin to notice how they connect with your own experiences. This realization can be liberating, as it reveals that you are not alone in your struggles and achievements. Recognizing this interconnection with the collective unconscious can not only enrich your understanding of the world, but also offer a deeper sense of belonging. Dreams and intuition act as messengers from our unconscious, bringing to the surface issues and insights that are often hidden in the deeper layers of the mind. Dreams, in particular, have a unique way of connecting us with synchronicity. When we dream, our brain not only processes daily information, but also connects with this vast collective unconscious, generating images and stories that may hold meaning far beyond what appears at first glance. For example, if you repeatedly dream of a house on fire, you may be dealing with feelings of transformation or intense changes in your life. Intuition, in turn, is that subtle, almost imperceptible feeling that guides us in unexpected directions. Often, we do not know why we make certain decisions, but if we observe closely, we may realize that these choices align with synchronous events. When you feel compelled to call a friend and then discover that they are going through a tough time, that is intuition working in harmony with synchronicity. It connects us to what is happening around us and helps us recognize the messages that the universe sends us. To harness these two aspects in your daily life, it is essential to take time to reflect on your dreams and trust your intuition. Try keeping a dream journal next to your bed and write down your experiences as soon as you wake up. This can help you decipher patterns and themes that relate to your everyday life. Additionally, when you have that feeling urging you to act in a certain way, pay attention. Intuition, like dreams, is a powerful channel to connect with synchronicity and the wisdom of the collective unconscious. The intersection of synchronicity and parapsychology is a fascinating field that challenges traditional notions of cause and effect. When we talk about telepathy, for example, we refer to the ability to transmit thoughts or feelings without using the five senses. Imagine you are thinking of someone, and suddenly that person sends you a message or calls you. This connection seems to go beyond mere coincidence and fits into the logic of synchronicity, where internal and external events align in extraordinary ways. Similarly, precognition, the ability to foresee events before they occur, also intertwines with the concept of synchronicity. When we have a premonitory feeling about an event, such as an impending accident or a result on an important test, this intuition can be interpreted as a form of synchronicity. It is as if our unconscious is receiving messages from the universe, warning us about what is to come. For example, someone might dream they are missing the bus, and upon waking, they decide to leave home earlier, only to discover they narrowly avoided a traffic jam that would have made them miss their ride. The key to understanding these manifestations lies in being open and receptive to these experiences. By developing a sharper awareness, you can start to notice these telepathic and precognitive occurrences in your life. Try to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings, especially during moments of intense intuition. Ask yourself, what am I feeling or thinking right now? Keeping a journal of synchronous events can help map these connections, allowing you to recognize recurring patterns. This practice will not only enrich your understanding of synchronicity, but also strengthen your connection to the more subtle facets of reality. Applying the concept of synchronicity in everyday life can be a transformative journey filled with discoveries and insights. To start, it is essential to cultivate an open and attentive mindset. Often, the universe's signals appear in the form of coincidences that, if not recognized, can go unnoticed. For example, if you hear a song that resonates with your feelings at a specific moment, or if the same idea comes up in several conversations throughout the day, this could indicate that synchronicity is at work in your life. The key is to be alert and curious about what is happening around you. Another way to recognize these signs is through the practice of gratitude. By keeping a gratitude journal, you can begin to note not only the things you are grateful for, but also the coincidences that occur. This record helps create a narrative of how the universe communicates with you. For instance, if you feel lost in a life decision and then find a book that seems to answer exactly your questions, noting this in your journal can help solidify the connection between your internal experiences and external signs. By revisiting your notes, you may identify patterns and themes that can provide clarity and direction. Finally, remember that synchronicity can also manifest in your intuition. Often, a deep feeling or instinct may be your subconscious signaling something important. By paying attention to these perceptions and, more importantly, acting on them, you can create a cycle of positive feedback. For example, if you feel the urge to reach out to a friend you haven't seen in a while and, upon doing so, find out they were also thinking of you, that is a clear example of how your intuition and synchronicity intertwine. Being in tune with these aspects can bring not only more meaning to your life, but also a deeper sense of connection with the world around you. Synchronicity plays a crucial role in the decision-making process, often offering unexpected guidance that can influence our choices. When faced with dilemmas, coincidences can act as signs that help us weigh our options. For example, when considering a career change, you may hear repeatedly about a specific field in podcasts, books, and conversations, almost as if the universe is whispering the direction to take. This synchronicity can serve as an internal compass, helping to align your decisions with your life purpose. Another way to leverage synchronicity in decision-making is through the practice of reflection. When you pause and ponder your options while keeping an open mind, you may notice coincidences that you had not noticed before. For instance, advice from a friend or a phrase you read in an article may illuminate an aspect of your choice that you hadn't considered. This process of being attentive can not only clarify your vision, but also connect you to a larger network of support and information. Maintaining a space for reflection, such as a journal or a meditation practice, can facilitate the perception of these synchronicities. Moreover, trusting your intuition during the decision-making process is essential. When you encounter a moment of doubt, synchronicity may manifest through instinctive feelings that point in a specific direction. For example, if you have the feeling that you should follow a particular path, but you're presented with an alternative that seems safer, remember that synchronicity can be a way for your unconscious to speak. Thus, by connecting with this intuition and observing how it interacts with the events around you, you can not only make decisions more aligned with your true self, but also recognize the magic surrounding those choices. Synchronicity is more than a fascinating concept. It is a practice that can transform the way we live and make decisions. By learning to recognize and interpret the signs that the universe sends us, you begin to participate in a cosmic dance where each step is guided by a greater force. It is an opportunity to connect with something beyond yourself, to understand that our experiences are not mere coincidences, but rather meaningful interactions that shape our path. Now, imagine the impact that this awareness can have on your life. By opening yourself to synchronicity, you can start to see patterns that were previously hidden, find creative solutions to problems, and ultimately align your actions with your true purpose. The questions you should ask yourself are, how can I integrate this practice into my daily life? What signs is the universe trying to show me? By cultivating this sensitivity, you not only enrich your own journey, but also inspire those around you to do the same. Therefore, I invite you to dive deep into this journey of self-discovery and exploration. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning about how synchronicity can transform your life. After all, the universe is always communicating, and the next message could be the key to your personal evolution. Are you ready to listen?